Well, thank you so much for joining me today on my show, A Place to Ponder, where I talk to creative people about their beginnings, inspirations, and work to date. So it's really exciting to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's okay. Have you done any interviews in the past?
Yeah, I've been doing a few recently.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, your music's really starting to get on a roll, I've seen.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
So where did your love for singing start? Where did it all begin?
I kind of just grew up surrounded by music and singing, and I was in kind of different music groups and stuff like that. So I've kind of just always been immersed with music. So yeah.
And how does singing in music groups and choirs, I guess, how does that differ to being a solo artist?
I suppose just when you're in I'm in a choir now, and I kind of you have to make sure you're blending with everyone, so you can't be loud or anyone, and you can't be too quiet and stuff. And I'm very loud, so usually I'm the one that has to be okay, I'll quiet down for this one. So yeah, it's definitely just remembering that you're with other people and it's a group singing rather than just one person.
Yeah, and not belting too loudly. I was always the one at the back that would just mouth the words. I'd never actually sing. I was too shy. And you recently, I know Crash was released before Deja Vu, I believe, but they're two fairly new songs that you've brought out. What inspired these two new songs?
I've always said I never want to write about something that I know nothing about. So these kind of from everyday kind of things like friendships and family stuff. So really kind of anything that's happening, I usually write about. So yeah, those two songs I wrote a little bit apart, and yeah, so anything that's kind of going on in my life, I usually write about.
Yeah, I know specifically Crash, and I was listening to the lyrics. It's gut-wrenching, the sort of things you're writing about. I was sort of half hoping that it was all made up and had never happened to you.
Yeah, I suppose when I'm writing a song, I always kind of people are always saying, "Oh, what's it about? What's it about?" And for me, it could be about one thing, but for someone else, it could mean a totally different thing, which I love. I love people kind of saying, "Oh, this reminds me of when so and so passed away, or when I fell in love with someone," or something like that. So it's very interesting because, for me, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very much. I love that it can be interpreted in loads of different ways.
Yeah, I think that's really important to remember. I think a lot of artists, they either hold on to the message, or once they've released the music, they sort of leave it open to interpretation and how others may see it. And I guess it's nice that your music can be relatable to different people in different ways.
Yeah.
And do you see writing music and singing, is that sort of a form of therapy? Is it quite cathartic for you?
Sure, my mum and dad always say they know what's going on if I'm in the room playing piano and singing, because I'm definitely that's how I kind of get through my emotions. I do just sit down at the piano for hours and sing and write and listen to music. So yeah, definitely a form of therapy.
Yeah, that's so amazing though that you have that way of expression, because I feel like a lot of people don't have that. So it's really great that you're able to do that. It's sort of like poetry in a way, with all the sort of underlying messages and everything. And your sound in particular is extremely unique. I hadn't really heard anything like it before. Who inspires you musically?
I suppose it's kind of changed over the years, because obviously I grew up listening to music and now I'm listening to totally different ones. But definitely at the moment, a lot of different people. I've definitely been listening to a lot more kind of storytellers rather than just kind of music, pop music, I suppose, even though there's stories within that as well. But definitely I've been listening to a lot of Dermot Kennedy and Jensen McRae. They're both two people I've been listening to a lot recently.
Yeah, and I saw on your YouTube you like doing covers of music, and also on your Instagram.
Yeah.
What about it do you enjoy? Is it just it's another way of being able to sing without having to sit down and write music for ages on end?
Yeah, definitely. It's just a way of using kind of. I suppose everyone kind of uses their Instagram to post about nights out and stuff, except for people that have another thing that they want to share there. And yeah, I love releasing kind of covers and stuff like that, because they're so fun to do as well, because there's no pressure to kind of sound a certain way. You can do whatever you like within that. So yeah, I love doing them. They're really fun to do.
How does it feel to be so young getting into such a big industry?
I never really think about it that way because I've been doing music for so long. Like I've grown up singing, and then when I started writing I was 13 or 14. So I've never really thought of it like, oh, I'm coming into this so young. It's only when it's brought up to me I'm like, oh yeah, like I am only 17, and like some people, they work for so many years and could be 25 when they release a song and someone actually listens to it. So yeah, I definitely I'm kind of very lucky with where I am right now, and that I've been writing for a little bit, so that I kind of am able to write stuff that I'm not like, okay, this is awful and I'm putting it out, really, really bad,
Yeah.
So yeah, I never really think about how young I am. I usually just kind of, I don't know, let it go to the back of my head, because I feel like if I keep thinking I'm so young, I'm gonna just let that kind of take over everything, and that's all I'm gonna be thinking about.
Yeah, I think it's also like such a cool thing to be so young in something, because it gives you time to sort of grow and find your feet whilst putting out music. Because I think if you, like, in 3 years' time or something, you look back at the music you put out first, you can still be proud of it, but you'll be like, wow, look how much I've changed.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
And grown. Yeah, that's so good. And like, in terms of music, are you looking to put out more music, or is there some things in the pipeline?
I've spent a lot of time writing over lockdown, which has been really fun because I've been able to write different types of music than before. Because like the two songs I've released, I wrote them when I was 15, one of them when I was 14. So like it was a long time ago compared to now, and with lockdown it seems like a very, very long time ago. But I've been writing a lot more music that I'm really, really excited about. So hopefully that I can get into a recording studio and release some more music very soon.
Yeah, that's so exciting. It's interesting that you say you've managed to write during lockdown. I've spoken to quite a lot of creative people throughout this experience. Like, my show started in lockdown, and lots of people have found it either really challenging to find inspiration or like oddly inspiring. How have you managed to find inspiration out of pretty much nothing?
Yeah, hang on, I've just come out of it. I truly, I don't know. I've been, there'd be days where I won't, there'd be a few days where I won't touch a piano and I won't go near anything, and then all of a sudden I'll do one chord and I'll be like, oh, and I'll write a full song. But it really just depends. I never go down and say I'm going to write a song right now, because when I do, it's not worth listening to. It is awful. So it kind of just whatever happens, which is really fun, because last night I went down to I was just playing the piano, and then I kind of started thinking with it and ended up with an end of a song that I was trying to write for ages, but I didn't want to put pressure on it, because I was like, if I do, I'll write something that I'm unhappy with in a week time, and I'll listen back and I'll be like, why did I do that? So then I ended up writing a whole new song just from that, which is really nice. And it's nice being able to say, oh, I've got another song done, so that I have loads of music that I can really kind of pick between and release then. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I guess it allows you the time, because I suppose if it wasn't lockdown, maybe you'd be at school or college, I'm not sure what you're in, and you don't have the, if you were thinking, oh, I've had some inspiration, I want to just get to the piano. I guess this whole lockdown experience allows you the time that if that thought comes into your head, you can go straight there, or rather than being like, oh, I've got to do, I don't know, something else. So I guess that's how it works.
It was the first time I was with my family in the weekend. We went down to my granny, and it was the first time usually I write one or two lines of stuff in my notes, and usually it's only one word that I can actually form a song around. But it was on the way back, I had literally written down lists and lists of stuff, and I wrote the song from that. But it was the first time that I actually, because I'm very weird with my writing, I'll pick one word that I like from a sentence that I wrote, and that will be how I form the song. And otherwise, I sit at the piano and I play one chord and then I sing one word, and it goes on from that. So it was the first time I'd actually written kind of a whole song without the music and then done it, which was really cool, which I'm loving, because the song is totally different from any of the other songs I've written, which I love. So yeah, it's been really interesting writing in lockdown, definitely.
Wow, that's so exciting. I'm so excited to hear like what this song is. Is it about anything in particular? Are you allowed to disclose any information on rough ideas?
It's the most kind of like storytelling one where it's like it's very specific to different things. So like it's just about being with my family, which I love because I don't usually write about kind of. Usually my songs are interpreted very sad.
Yeah, they are.
Like very like that. Yeah, but like this song kind of is the same, but it's not a sad song whatsoever. It's just very kind of. I love it. I'm really excited about it. It's very kind of. It's happy, but it kind of can be interpreted very sad. But it's a happy song, I promise.
Okay, yeah, that's so exciting. Because honestly, listening to Crash, I was feeling really upset. I don't know you personally, but I was like, oh my god, what has this girl gone through? It's really sad. But so it's nice to hear that some happiness is coming from lockdown and being with your family. Yeah. How do you come up with titles for your songs?
Well, with Crash, it was very easy because there's like a line. I don't know, like for this one, I have no idea what I'm going to call it. Like, because, you know, it's more like there's definitely no kind of structure, only kind of in the middle. So I don't know, it's hard because then I don't want to choose one that I'm going to be like, oh, why didn't I call it this instead? So
yeah.
I'm not sure. I just kind of hope that there's one word that really sticks out, and Crash and Deja Vu did that for me. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Kind of just whatever. I keep saying this, but whatever happens, happens.
I guess it's kind of like naming a baby. You don't want to name it the wrong thing and then regret it down the line. Be like, oh gosh, exactly. Why did I do that? And what do you do? Sorry, my voice just really squeaked then. What do you do outside of music?
Yeah, I grew up playing sport. Like most of my life, I did like tennis, Gaelic football, camogie, which is hurling, and basketball. But then I actually had surgery a few years ago on my back, and it kind of knocked me off, so I stopped playing sport, and then I just decided to focus mostly on my music, and I'm really happy. Like, I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise because it made me really want to focus on my music and start releasing. So yeah, I used to do sport, and I'm in a choir now, and I do singing lessons and stuff, so it mostly is still music.
Yeah, that's so sad though when injuries like that happen, but often I feel like you said it's a blessing in disguise. It's sort of allowed you the time to focus, because I was actually speaking to one of my other guests about this, where if you have a plan B, you'll never be able to focus solely on plan A and make it happen as best you can.
Sure.
So it's sort of like, obviously growing up you want to try as many things as possible and really find out what that one thing is, but once you found it, I feel like it's quite nice to be able to just treasure it and go forwards with it. Would you ever consider any music videos, any fun things like that?
Yeah, definitely. Like at the moment it has just been writing and stuff, and like I was asked a few times, am I ever going to perform online, and I'd love to, but I'm glad that I didn't at the start. Like I'm glad that for the most part I have been writing, because I'm loving what's happening right now. Like I'm loving being able to write and not be kind of stressed out that, oh, I have to have this done and this done and this done. Like, so yeah, in the future, 100%.
Have you ever performed live? Is that something that you...
Yeah, like I've opened for a few people, and then I've sung obviously with my choir, and I've been performing with them since I was really young. I did pantos and musicals and stuff, so that's been really fun as well.
Yeah, that's so fun. What's pantomime like as an experience?
Well, I did them when I was really young because my dad used to be the bad guy all the time. He used to be the baddie. So me and my brothers would do the pantos with him. But yeah, recently I've done a musical with my school, which was really, really fun. It was amazing. It was so fun.
Which one did you do?
We did All Shook Up, which is kind of all about like all Elvis's music. So it
was wow, that sounds like so much fun. Yeah. So I know we touched a bit about potentially like new music, you're writing new music, but what are your hopes for the future in terms of music?
Yeah, I think like at the moment I've been writing music that I kind of deem different to Crash and Deja Vu, so I suppose it's finding the common ground of music that I'm so excited about releasing and so excited about people hearing and seeing where it takes me, because I think it's all about it's all about the music and what you're portraying, and it's not really about anything else. It's about just making music that you love. And I always say, if I make a song that can touch someone in a different way, that's exactly what that song's purpose was for. So definitely just writing really, really good music and continuing to do so and releasing more and more.
Would you like to produce an EP or an album?
Yeah, definitely. And EP was always, before I released Crash, I was going to release an EP, and then I decided I'm actually going to release a single and then another single and see where that takes me. And then, so definitely an EP or an album is on the cards for the future.
Oh, that's so exciting. And finally, I always like to ask my guests on the show, do you have a quote or something you live by that helps you get through tough times?
I'm going to get it wrong, but my mum is, my mum is amazing. And if you go into my kitchen, there's quotes everywhere, like where you get your mugs and stuff, there's quotes. And one that is just, I'd say it's the oldest one ever because it's like dirty now because it's been on the wall so long. But be kind to everyone you meet, for everyone you meet is fighting some kind of battle.
Yeah.
Something like that, and I love it. I think it's really nice because you never know what's going on in someone else's life, so it's nice to be nice.
Yeah, that's so true, especially of times like now. I feel like kindness is just what the world needs. So thank you so much for sharing that.
And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.